Good morning and welcome to Thursday morning's adapted yoga class. We are going to be starting off on the floor, so if you need to, use a chair to bring yourself down onto the floor gently. Now you don't have to sit, I'm going to get you lying down to start off, and we're going to do our breathing exercise. Now with our breathing, last week we did a circle breath, and with this one we're going to do a rectangle breath. So you're going to breathe in for 4 seconds, hold it for 2 seconds, breathe out for 4 seconds, hold it for 2 seconds. You can increase it by taking it from 2 seconds of holding it to 3 seconds, but you'd have to increase the breath in and breath out to 6 seconds. And you can decrease it to 1 second hold, and then again reduce it from 4 seconds to 2 seconds. So as long as it's making a rectangle, that's all I worry about. So I'm going to get you to lie yourself down. Turn your palms over, tuck your chin down. Have your knees bent. Make sure the base of your spine is flat, that you're not arching that back too much. And let the knees drop together. So imagining that rectangle breath, breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Holding it, 1, 2. Breathing out, 1, 2, 3, 4. Holding it, 1, 2. And continue with that circle. We're going to stay nice and relaxed. We're going to keep our shoulders and our head on the floor, but we're trying to tuck our chin right down into our chest, and we'll feel the neck stretch at the back. Hold it here for about 3 breaths, and you can carry on your rectangle breath, and still just noticing the stretch through the neck. Notice also if the breathing changes. And then relax. Bring the chin back to centre. So we're going to keep the head on the floor, keep the shoulders on the floor, lift the chin up towards the ceiling. Again, how does the body change? What's stretched, what's moved? How does the breathing change? And drop the chin back to centre. I love doing these ones because it makes us think more about our spine when we're lying down. When we know that we're not moving our shoulders, not moving any part of our body, yet we can still feel the movement all the way through the spine. So we're going to take our ear towards our shoulder. We want to make sure that our chin's tucked down, that our nose is pointing up towards the ceiling. But we can push our shoulders and our hands towards our feet to make that gap between our ear and our shoulder still wide. Again, how does this affect your breathing? Even though it's only the neck that's moving, do we breathe into both lungs equally? I don't want you to change anything, I just want you to notice. Bring the head back to centre and take it towards the other side. Is there any difference to this side and the other side? And bring it back to centre. So we're going to turn and look over our shoulder, bringing our ear towards the floor. Again, how is this changing the breathing? How's it affected the spine, the shoulders, the hips? And then we're going to bring it to the other side. Bring it back to centre. So we're going to take our legs and we're bringing one foot to each corner of our mat. So the stretching out. We're taking our elbows behind our head. Now we want to keep our lower body nice and relaxed. We're going to lift our left elbow up, and as we breathe out, try and bring it across the body. It doesn't have to go to the floor, and it probably won't. But what I don't want you to do is to push with your left foot I want you to try and keep your lower body as relaxed as possible. It's a bit hard because you want to push with that foot. You want to squeeze your left buttocks. But try and let everything relax, just lifting the upper arm. And then we're going to let ourselves roll back down again. This is just kind of stretching all our thoracics. So we're lifting the right, we're rolling over. But again, we're trying to keep everything in the lower body relaxed. And let's roll it back. Now we're going to do one more on each side. Relax, and let's change sides. And bring it down. Take the arms out, palms flat on the floor, bend the knees and bring them together. If you find that you've got quite a big arch under your back, tilt your pelvis, try and flatten out that back as much as you can. Keeping the knees and the feet together, keeping the chin tucked in, looking up, just bring the knees over towards the right. Trying to keep the legs together, you don't want them to come undone. Again, it doesn't matter if they don't touch the floor. Just feeling this through the lower part of the spine. With the neck, we did the upper spine, now we're doing the lower spine. And then we're bringing it back to centre. And we're changing sides. Bringing it back. And let's try that one more time on each side. I'm going to get caught the sound of my back just clicking there. So nice. And then bring it back. And let's do the other side. And bring it back to centre. So if we bring our legs up, you're going to cross over your ankles, grab your hands at the back of your knees, keep your chin down. You're going to pull your knees towards your shoulders so that it opens up the hips and you'll feel it opening up the shoulder blades at the back. And then relax. So we're going to do 2 more of these. We're going to breathe out and pull. And breathe in, relax. Now let's do one more. And relax. So from here, bring the knees down, roll yourself onto your side, and then roll yourself onto your belly. So from our belly, having our head down, we're going to bring our elbows underneath our shoulders. Bring our fingertips so that our fingertips are pushing and the knuckles of our hands are down. Our fingertips are down, but we've got an arch underneath the joint of our knuckle and an arch underneath the palm of our hand. So we're squeezing our fingers and our palm of our hands into the outer edges of the hands in. We're going to let our head drop down, and then as we breathe in, we're going to lift the head up and out of the shoulders, slide the elbows back, lift the belly off the floor, try and lift the knees off the floor, look up. Now breathe, but you've got to breathe kind of into your back. Breathing into your chest will feel a bit restricted. Well, have a go, and you'll feel that it's like, oh, I can't get enough breath in. But if you breathe into the back, it's as if you've got loads of room. And then we're going to let our heads drop down into our shoulders, turn our elbows out, let our head drop down, give our bum a shake so that we know that we've released our stomach muscles and we've released our knees. We're going to do that one more time. So we're bringing our elbows under. We're using our fingers. We're going to breathe in, lift the head, push the shoulders, lift the belly, lift the knees, look up. Breathe into the back. And then let everything drop. Give the bum a shake. We're going to bring ourselves into cobra. We're going to lift them elbows as we breathe in. So if we bring our elbows underneath, use our fingers, lift our head up and out. Now with the hands, see if you can push and lift the elbows off the floor. Push and lift the elbows off. But the shoulders aren't going anywhere. So you don't want to pull up into your shoulders. You just want to push and try and lift them elbows up. And we'll do one more. And then we're going to curl down. Give your bum a shake. So take the hands underneath the shoulders. Push up. Push to the knees, push into child, let the palms turn over, let the elbows go down and let the body relax forward. If the head doesn't touch the floor, put a block underneath your head. And this one should feel lovely through the shoulders. And bring yourself back up. So let's sit ourselves down onto our bum. We're going to bend our knees in, turn them out, hold on to the ankles, shoulders back and down, and just let the knees go from side to side to sort of stretch them inner thighs. We're going to let the knees fall down, place the hands and hold them on, still holding them wherever they want to hold. Breathe out and just lean forward. You can take the hands a bit further down to the feet. You can pull a little bit further down. And then bring yourself back up. Bring the knees together. Take one foot out. Bring the other foot over the top, little foot down. So we're going into cow face. If you've got your band, grab a band. Whichever knee is on top, the other hand is going to go on top. You're bringing it over. The other thumb goes down, you're reaching in, grabbing hold of the band, grabbing hold of your hand, wherever you want. Pull the elbows back, look up. And then undo the hands, undo the leg. Now let's change legs, change hands. So that one goes up, that one goes down. I'm not going to use my hair. So pull the elbows back, look up. As we're doing this, you should find that you're pushing onto the top of the knee, which will stretch the back of the knee. The next version, we're going to move forward and stretch the back of that leg. And so release. So take that foot off. Bringing the foot over, flex that toe this time. Bring the hands up. Pull the elbows back. Breathe out. Try and bring your chin over the top of your knee. So not your head, don't have your head looking down. Lift up. Trying to get your chin over the top. Pulling the toes back. You'll feel that through the calves, through the back of the leg. And then bringing it back up, undo. Let's try the other side. Taking the foot over, flexing that foot, opposite hand comes up, pull the elbow back, look up, breathe out, chin over the knee. And then lifting, undo, bring the foot out. So let's take it into a torso twist. Bringing the foot up, place the foot flat down. Now if it can't go over, you can always place it there. Take the hand, grab hold of the leg. Remember, you can always bring it up in that position as well, but it's up to you. Take your hand round by your bum, stretch up, breathe out, twist round. And we're going to take it round to the other side, bringing our hand down by our foot, twisting, opening the chest behind. And bringing it back to centre. Let's try the other side. So grabbing hold, twisting behind. And then taking it round in the opposite direction. Bring it back. Let's do one more, each side. Let's change. And let's bring it and change sides last time. Taking it to the other side. And bring it back to centre. So we're going to take it into sun salutation, but we're staying down. We'll do the slightly thingy. So if you need a padding underneath your knees, remember to put one under. We're going to do it's cat cow or cow cat, dog, child, and then back into it. So it's a continuous movement. So if we start from tabletop, We're going to drop down into cow, shoulders pull back, we're looking up. We're breathing out, we're curling into cat, and then tucking the toes and still breathing out into down dog. We're coming down to the knees, bending the elbows, lifting to cobra as we breathe in. As we breathe out, we're curling back into child. From here, we kind of curl into a cat shape to bring ourselves back up. We then go into cow. We move through cat into dog. Curling down. Rolling up. Curling back. So it becomes one continuous movement. We curl, we drop, and it's all happening with the spine. Feel the spine curling. Letting the body move at a speed that works for it. Let's do one more. And we're going to stay in child. Relax here. And with that, it's just about moving the body a little bit at a time. So we bring ourselves back up. Take our feet nice and wide. Pull your toes back as much as you can. Now if you want, you can have a block, but you don't have to. If you want to do it freehand, you can do it freehand as well. So with this, you're just trying to just let your body roll forward. Forwards and backwards. So then we're going to bring it back. We're going to see if we can open them legs a little bit more. And now we're going to just reach our hands out, keeping our back nice and straight, tucking our chin in, and just hold it here. And then if you need to, bring your hand on the floor, walk yourself back in. Lovely. So we're going to turn round to the side. We're going to do the same thing. We're just going to pulse, going forwards and backwards. And bring it back up. Turn to the other side, and again just pulsing. So you're just going to reach down towards your foot and then come back. And bring it back up. So we're turning back to that other foot. We're going to reach out, lifting our chin, hold it. So we're not resting our hands on the floor, we're not resting our hands on anywhere. We're letting gravity push us. So you can reach out, you can have your hands here, you can have your hands here, you can have your hands here. It doesn't really matter, as long as you're not putting your hands to stop your body from moving if it wants to. And then you can put your hand on the floor and use your hands to push you back up. So let's turn to the other side. So again, we're lifting our chin, we're reaching out. I think placing your hand on your hips is quite nice, but not if you've got your hands here, you might encourage to lean on there. So if they're here, then that probably makes it a bit easier for you to just hover. You can then also find if that other leg, that back leg is dropping in, you'll feel it. You can always turn the thigh back out. So again, use the hands to push you back up. Bring yourself back to centre. Use your hands to lift the knees and pull the legs in. Give yourself a little curl. And bring yourself back up. So we're going to use our chair and we're going to do a pyramid stretch with our arms to work our shoulders. So again, if you need to, have your padding for your knees. If this feels too much on your shoulders, then come out of it as soon as you need to. So you're going to bring your hands into this position with your hands are in like a closed fist. You're bringing your elbows onto the chair and then you're bringing it so that your head is clear of the chair, so that your head can hang down. And you're letting your body drop forward. You'll feel that stretch on your shoulders, and if you want to, you can bring your thumb towards your shoulder blades and just let your body hang here. So we're going to come out and rest. So we're lifting the arms up, lifting the head up, bringing ourselves up. So again, we're going to go down again, and when you're coming out, let the arms drop like that so that you can help to lift up. So when you're coming from here, just let the arms drop, and then it should be easier to pull yourself back up. And again, we're going to bring ourselves up and have a rest. So we're going to do a side one. You're going to hold on with one arm, bringing it across the chair. The other hand is going down. You're going to turn the palm up. You can place a hand on the floor, and you're just letting yourself hang here in thread the needle. So we're going to bring ourselves back up and exchange arms. So the palm goes up, we're sliding it. We can let the hand relax on the floor, but you'll feel it through the shoulder at the top. And let's bring ourselves out and do one more. And let's change sides. Last time. So instead of coming up this time, we're going to bring our hand onto the floor. We're going to take the other hand down. We're just going to push ourselves into child. Take the arms, turn the palms up. Let them come in the opposite direction. So we're bringing our hands underneath, but instead of using our hands to push up, curl up with our back. Our hands have been doing some work, so we just want to give them a rest to lift us up. Lovely. So let's take the chair out of the way. Now you may need the wall for this, and I'll show you first before you run off and find your wall. Remember, you can always have some padding underneath your knee if you want. You're going to bring your feet so that your feet are just slightly by the wall. They're just touching, the tips of your toes are touching. Bring that back a little. Let me lift that up so you can see a bit better as well. Can you get me in there? Let me. So with the feet touching, you're going to bring your hand up, reach round and try and place your hand flat on the floor and then trying to place the other hand. You can then take that hand off and bring yourself back round. So you've kind of gone around in a circle. Then you're doing it the other way. You're twisting, bringing your hand up on the wall, taking the other hand up on the wall, taking the first one off, twisting out. So it becomes a twisting movement as you're going around in a circle. If you find that you're getting a bit out of breath, remember, we're going backwards, so we want to breathe into the back, not the chest. When you try to breathe into your chest, you feel constricted, and it feels as if you can't breathe, and then that makes you panic. If you breathe into your back, hopefully that'll help you to calm down, to release, to know that you can breathe. If it feels too much, then come out, go into child, pushing forward. So we're going to do 5 on one side, 5 on the other, so it'll be 10 rounds, if you can. Remember, if you can't, don't worry. It's just preparing us for wheel, and like I said, if you need to have extra padding under your feet, put extra padding under your knees. So, whichever one you want to start with, and if you need to move a little bit further away from the wall, that's fine as well. That's 6. Last one. And bring it down. And so what that's encouraging you to do is, again, just to move into that back bend and to move round in a circle. It's quite nice for your lower back. So if you bring yourself back in, now we're going to take it into reclining hero. I'm going to slide this, but we're going to do one at a time. Just need to bring a lighter in, that doesn't work. Great. Oh, I'll have to. So what I'm going to get you to do while I run off and find a light, and that works, is if you sit in hero, you're going to take your feet wider so that you're trying to get your bum to the floor. If I do it backwards, it might make it easier. So instead of sitting like we normally do here, I want you to take your feet wide and you're trying to get your bum to come down. Now it might be that you can only do it with one leg, so you might bring one leg out and be able to get one leg, the bum down with one leg. But you don't want that foot sticking out to the side, you want the foot still underneath. So you can do it one-legged or you can try 2 legs. Have a go while I just go and see if I can find a lighter. This one works now. So, once you've got used to doing one, so if I start with one leg, from here, you're going to let yourself move backwards. If you can get your elbows down, great. If you can't, you can always have a block. Bring your elbow onto the block, have another block over the other side, and taking it down. You can do the same if you can do it with two legs. You're relaxing yourself back onto your elbows. And again, you can have the block underneath. And just bring your elbow to the block. Make sure you've got block on the other side as well. This is stretching the kneecaps, the front of the foot, and also the hips as well. And then we're going to bring it back up. We're going to tuck our feet and lift up. So you can do single or double, it's up to you, but make sure that you come back out into a down dog when you're ready. Hopefully that's going to work. So let's bring ourselves down onto the floor. We're bringing our hands so that the fingers are turning back towards us. And our elbows are up in the air. We don't want our elbows sticking out to the side. We're bringing our feet in and we're just going to roll our hips. And then we're lifting our hips into bridge pose. We're not going anywhere from here. We're just lifting our hips up and having our elbows and our hands in this position. And then we're rolling ourselves back down again. So again, we're keeping our hands in the same position. We're trying to grip with our fingers, keeping our elbows pushing up. If they want to go out, keep pulling them in towards each other. Rock the hips down, lift up. And bring it back down. So that is fine for anybody with high blood pressure, diabetes, joint back problems. Going to that level is okay. The next bit, slightly more challenging, and if you've got high blood pressure, low blood pressure, back problems, maybe not go there, and especially if you've got neck problems, you don't want to go up. If you've got a band in your hair, you want to take the band out. We're going to rotate our head and try and place the top of our head on the floor. So we've got our hands in this position. We're rolling our hips up. We're lifting our chin up towards the ceiling, and we're placing the top of our head on the floor. And then to come out, we're going to tuck our chin back in and roll back down. So like I said, if you've got blood pressure problems, you don't want to go up on your head. If you've got neck problems, you don't want to put any pressure on your head at all. But this is starting to get our body used to going into a back bend, which can be very stressful. So we'll do one more. Our hands are going up in the air. We're lifting into bridge pose. It's up to you and how your body feels. Lift your chin. Come on to the top of your head. Breathe into your back. And then tucking the chin back down. Bring the hands down. Pull the knees up. Pull them in toward you. Take the knees round in a circle. As you do this, you should feel the lower back being massaged. And we're going to take it in the opposite direction. So you're pulling the knees in toward you and then taking them away, taking them round, feeling that massaging effect. And even though it's more at the hips, you will feel it around the shoulders as well. So give yourself a good hug, breathe out, lift your head up and tuck it in. And then breathe here. Then I'm going to get you to roll over onto your side. And we're going to do a seated meditation. So I'm going to bring you up. As long as you feel okay, bring yourself up to seated. Now we're going to do a bit of a strange and focusing or spotlighting. It's quite normally what I tell you to do is to focus on your breathing, but I'm going to get you to focus on things around your house, and I'm going to put the camera down so you can see the misty waterfall. So what I'm going to get you to do is to try and sort of move your gaze and look at things around your room. So when you look at something, I'll grab my Buddha. You're looking at it, you want to think about the colour, the texture, the shape, and just really look at it, think about it for about 10 seconds. Then focus on something else around the room. Look at that, think about the colour, the shape, the feel of it, and keep moving your focus. What you should hopefully notice is that everything you're focusing on, if you focus on it completely, everything around it should become quite blurry because you're focusing on one thing. And we're going to go around and do a couple of those, and then I will get you to put your hands over. When you finish, close your eyes and put your hands over your eyes before you bring yourself back to focus. So if your mind, and it will do, if your mind tries to take you off or go, oh, you remember when you bought that, and then take you off, don't worry. As soon as you notice that you're going off on one, bring yourself back, focus on it, move on to something else, but try and really focus your attention on that. So I'm going to bring this down, that way you don't focus on anything I'm doing. Now I hope I'm hoping you can see this. I'm going to get you to close your eyes, place your hands over your eyes and just stay here. Just thinking about how you're feeling. How that just staring and just thinking about what's around you at this moment in time. Keeping your eyes closed, take your hands away and just let the sun or the light just get used to underneath them eyes before you blink them back open. You can stay nice and relaxed, nice and calm. You stay in this position for as long as you feel you want to. Or you can reach your arms above your head and take a nice big breath in. And as you breathe out through the mouth and blow away any worries, any stresses that may have come into the head as you was just focusing. Again, breathing in, lifting the arms and blow away them worries. I'm going to say goodbye to Insta.